So today I'm reading from Impro Improvisation and Theatre by Keith Johnstone, and this is on the chapter of status on the section called insults. If you can get the students to insult each other playfully, then the status work will become easier. Playing scenes with custard pies might be equally liberating, but I've never had the opportunity. Once you can accept being insulted, the insult is the verbal equivalent of the custard pie, then you experience a great elation. The most rigid, self-conscious, and defensive people suddenly unbend. It's no good just asking students to insult each other. It's too personal. If you've just called someone kipper feet, it's disconcerting to suddenly notice he's flat-footed. If your ears stick out, it's upsetting to be called cloth ears. On the other hand, it's important for an actor to accept being insulted. The stage becomes an even more dangerous area if you can't admit your disabilities. The young George Devine, cried once before the audience laughed, because the audience laughed when the character he was playing to was referred to as thin. I remembered a flat-chested actress was being destroyed on stage because an adolescent shouted out that she was a man. The actor-improviser must accept his disabilities and allow himself to be insulted, or he'll never really feel safe. My solution is to remove all responsibility for the choice of insult from the person doing the insulting. I divide the class into two halves and get each group to write out a list of names that would insult people: fool, slut, pig, arsehole, jerk, meat face, dumbhead, flatfoot, pidge eyes, skinny twat, bug eyes, buck teeth, cow flop, monkey face, swine, rat head, shit nose, bullshitter, faggot. Only half the class. I would never have said these words on my own. Only half the class knew who suggested a particular insult, and each suggestion has already been stamped with half the class approval. I put the list aside and get the students to play shop. Can I help you? Yes, I'd like a pair of shoes. What these do, I'd like another color. I'm afraid this is the only color we have, sir. Ah, well, perhaps a hat. I'm afraid that's my hat, sir. And so on. Very boringly, with both actors blocking the transaction in order to make the scene more interesting, which it doesn't. I explain I don't want them to make the scene interesting, that they're just to buy and sell something. They start again. Can I help you? Just browsing. No, you're not. I say, buy something. I want a hat. How about this one, sir? Buy it, I say. I'll buy it. £2.90, sir. Here. I'm afraid I don't have any change, sir. Yes, you do, I insist. I have to struggle with the actors before they'll agree just to buy something and sell something. Then I get them to play the scene again, but adding the insults. I give them a list each and get them to add an insult to the end of each sentence. This idea delights everyone, but it's very boring. Can I help you, fool? Yes, guys. Do you want a hat, slut? I explain that insulting is of no interest. What we really want to see is someone being insulted. The interest we have in custard pies is in seeing them hit people. I tell them to repeat every insult in disbelief and outrage. As soon as they do this, the performers get deeply involved and are often impossible to stop. People who are bound physically relax into a greater physical freedom. Gestures flow instead of being suddenly jerked to a stop. Can I help you, pig? Pig. My flat-footed pig yourself. Me, flat-footed pig, you call me a flat-footed pig, you arsehole. Arsehole? Buy something, I shout. I want a hat, buck teeth. Buck teeth? Try this for size, jerk. Jerk, jerk. You call me a jerk. I'll take it, cow flop, and so on. The insults must remain an ornamentation to the scene. They mustn't become the scene itself. Once this is understood, they can be applied to any situation. If you keep changing the list, then the most terrible things will have been said to everybody. I then give one actor a list and let the other actor make up his own, and I set up the scenes with several people. For example, master-servant teams can meet and insult in this way, but there must be some purpose they're trying to achieve as well as being insulted. In my experience, this game is very releasing. The status lowering is so drastic and at the same time so pleasurable that ordinary status scenes hold fewer terrors. In the average school, the teachers are supposed to inhibit their pupils, and the kind of healing openness typically of therapy groups simply is impossible. But the game is useful even with censored lists or even in gibberish. Gibberish imposes an acceptance of the insult, or no one can understand what's happening. The technique is to repeat the last sound of any gibberish sentence. Gort inta karntel lipnol grand hork lop santu in kutu dia gorno in kutu krankan. This insult game can be played with between two groups who slowly approach each other, but the teacher must ensure that every insult is received. Enormous energy is released, with individuals running forward to hurl their insults, and they're being dragged back by their friends. The target of the insult should be the opposing group, not individual members. The game usually ends with actors standing face to face, screaming at each other, and everyone having a very good time. If they've got high in the game, you can make them repeat it in a mime. It makes a good aside exercise of actors who are insulted repeat the word to the audience.